let's move on Bitcoin first. And if you have some question or if you have some chart requests, you can comment. Of course, I will check maybe on chart request later on, or I will also do chart analysis live now, but I prefer to dedicate the stream time to live setup, maybe because I also post a lot of chart analysis daily. Oh, I see Bitcoin. I didn't review my line, but I think that, yeah, Bitcoin played very well. Whoa, that was my last chart. You see, crazy. I talk about, yeah. Whoa, my lines are absolutely crazy, guys. Look at what was my previous Bitcoin update. I think I talked about that. You see, if you look at that was H4 view and H4. Okay, if you look at the H4, can you see my screen? I guess yes. Okay, perfect. Yeah, wow, my setup was absolutely crazy. The green zone was around 69. Yeah, I talk about this zone to flip. Yeah, to be maintained, to confirm the bull reversal. Yeah, that was this one. And look at where Bitcoin goes. This is absolutely insane. Maybe the channel structure is here. So this is very clean. Yeah, we are in a H4, H1 bullish channel. You see, I posted this view 12 April, so it was almost 20 days, 10 days ago. 12 April, it was, yeah, around there. Look at what happened. This is absolutely crazy. It was here. So once again, I was absolutely right about Bitcoin. My next K level was 75. We broke it, and 78, and we are in. Remember that if you review my line, the 78 and 75 are K, because if we dezoom, remember that the 75K correspond to the range I. It's not a perfect range, but likely it's a 2 months of sideways phase, and I spotted possible high around let's put it in blue like this. Okay, and this level, if we hold here, as I explained many times, we can likely target the 85 corresponding to the previous major support that have been broke on the daily. Ichimoku is showing you the path, as you can see here. Can clearly see that if you report this leg to this one, tack, you see the magic happen, the breakout. So you take the strongest bearish move, you report the metrics, and each time you see it close under the structure, it done 30%, exactly as this one. And this break and retest, as you can see the open drive here, led to a 30% plus move. So I guess that the 85, 88, yeah, let's say 88 could be the next K resistance on Bitcoin, corresponding to the previous big support. And if we technically look at the weekly, people are speculating about, oh, we are gonna run, it's a bull, we are very bullish right now. Nothing is sure, because if you look at the weekly, the 50K scenario and the 35K scenario on Bitcoin is still on the table, in my opinion, because remember that we are still under macro K previous support, and if they act as resistance, the price is gonna correct and create a new low, because the structure is now neutral, but it was few days ago bearish. So are we gonna shift and push higher, or are we gonna continue the trend? That's the good question. Remember that the timing is important. First, on the weekly view, if the lagging span can close above 79.50K, 0.5K, then it will be a very good indication for further bull increase, and we could target the SSA around 94. You have the 88 and the 85k corresponding to big level. So if what could happen next, if we look at the range I shared, because we also on Bitcoin, people, I don't know why they are not talking about it, but if you look at the daily view, we also broke. The daily looks interesting here. Yeah, it's very tricky because let me first talk about the trend, and I will check Ichimoku with you. We broke up 215-day bar downtrend. Okay, so the good question is, because this is very important, usually remember what I said, usually when we break a long term like this 1 year 200 days trend, meaning that the bear trend, when you have such a breakout, usually in most of cases, if the trend reverse on the macro time frame, you have and you see a large buy volume, large reversal volume, can be at the opposite for the bear, could lead to a huge reversal, but in this case we are on bear, so the buy volume should start to increase, but I noticed that the buy volume remain very weak. So is it a trap before we continue the dump? It's very possible. In your mind, you should have a look at this trend, and if the price break down the trend once again, it could lead to a very big sell-off. Of course, this is just an hypothesis. We are not in right now because we are above resistance, but it's a possible scenario on the table on Bitcoin. Currently, if we just zoom on the structure on the daily, the lagging span, as you can see, that's why it's very tricky. The timing is important, but the volume is very low. So I can't speculate on a bullish reversal on the long term and medium term while the volume is very low, and while people are seeing a 200 days downtrend break and the price isn't moving. So that's usually not normal, and it's usually the sign of a bearish trend continuation. And I will show you the monthly view. Let me know if you enjoy my Bitcoin outlook, and I will finish on it up. And here you can notice that usually that's bad, and it's lead to a little to a retracement. And if there is a rejection here, you see the lagging span close on the Kumo. So the short term on Bitcoin is very tricky. The daily, we can have a sideways phase inside this zone, okay, before we decide, because as you remember, I defined the K level. So currently it's 79.5. Lagging span daily is showing you the pass, and the 74, but also you see the double bottom daily 73.9. So my take could be here, as we are neutral on many time frame, we are possibly at K resistance, because if this is a triple, it can also be a bearish pattern here. As you can see, can be a correction. Ascending channel often lead to a bearish move. Difficult to say. And if the channel hold here, if the price consolidate above 79.5, and if, remember, we close the weekly here, this is very important for the validation inside the Kumo, above the Kumo, then only then I would speculate on the bull side. So you see, zone by zone, why it's important to have confirmation, because if I'm just a beginner in trading, and if you are newbie, if I can say, in trading, people will tend to look at the trend line, the long-term trend line, and the mistakes they are doing, they will do it. Oh, there is a breakout of the trend. Okay, let's target much higher. They will put a lot of money in. sitting in the chart. But what if you look at the other side of the chart on the monthly, what if it happened if it's just a bull correction before the trend continuation? So that's not how you should trade, not only looking at one pattern. I don't say that I have the perfect tool, but I say that with Ichimoku over years and over time, I managed to dislock, to cut, to have a caption of each time frame, and I adapt level by level, the day trading, the H4 trading, the weekly trading, and I adapt my plan according to those views. And trust me, I review. I can show you so many trades that I entered in a table. I put at the time, the date, the price, the coin, and I review thousands of setup, bull, bear, fail, win, and then I try to understand why I lose, why I won, and I noticed that it's all about lagging span line on Ichimoku, very, very helpful. So that's why I adapt my risk and my strategy according to this. So for me, Bitcoin looks very risky on the short term under this level. If I sum up very quickly, I spend a lot of time on Bitcoin, but I think it's important because you will have the review. And if you know about the Bitcoin direction, you can also adapt your altcoin trading because of Bitcoin chart. Logical step here could be on Bitcoin, a retest of this zone before to see a pump or before to see such